friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're building a brand new home for our Llamas and Legends Legacy heir Aitana with the new businesses and hobbies expansion pack officially out. The first thing I did was of course move Aitana out of her little rental apartment in Ciudad Enamorada and buy a lot in Nordhaven, the new world that comes with the pack. This isn't a full build because we don't have much money. Would have been smarter to just wait, make more money, and then move her in, probably. But I was just too excited, so this is what we did. So I've moved her in. At the beginning, I started by deleting a lot of the things that we owned because I did move her with the furniture that we already had on the other apartment, just because it made sense that if you had bought all the furniture for your rental, that then you would get to keep it and move it to your next home and kind of make it as easy as possible to move, like not have to rebuy everything from scratch. So it just made sense. And I went through everything that we own and kind of deleted as much as I could, or like sold as much as I could, I should say, because I think it would make sense as well in real life. Like when you're moving, there are things that will no longer fit or go with the vibe that you're going for your new place, and then it's just makes sense that you would just sell them on, like, how do you call it, trendy, not trendy, how do they call it in The Sims when you could sell things from your phone? Plopsy, you would just sell them on Plopsy. But yeah, I started with that, and then when we had a little bit more money that I could actually put together a few walls, I started the build. So I am building a 2-story house. The top is going to be her small living space, and the bottom floor is going to be the business space, which is super, super exciting that we can finally have both in one lot. And I picked this particular lot in Gammelvik that's called Fisher's Horizon, just because I feel like this neighborhood has so much character. Like the canals with like the bike paths that are by our house is so cute, and I just think it just made it perfect for Aitana to start making a name for herself. And I feel like the surrounding buildings as well, like the color palette, the neighborhood and this world, it just really fits with our Aitana's like style that she has right now. So we went for a very simple and traditional Scandinavian look for this build, and my plan is to transform it and like expand it as we go, and most likely the expansion will mean like more modern attachments to the house. I like that style. There's actually a starter home in the world that is very similar to the style that I'm thinking about. The only reason why I didn't start with that one is because the business space that they created was way too small for us, and the house was way too big. Like I don't need much space in the house because I only have one sim and I need more space on the business, so it was kind of like turned around. But yeah, I feel like this neighborhood will be perfect. You can see that now I've done the floor plan and I'm starting to furnish. I actually tried to keep that expensive kitchen for a long while, but I had to end up changing it for something a little bit more affordable so that we could furnish a little bit more and just make it work for us. So I ended up having to sell this kitchen and just buy a cheaper one, but it's still a very fancy one. I think it still fits within the vibe, and yeah, I'm excited to actually start playing. It's probably what I'm going to do after I finish recording this video. But yeah, as you can tell, we had a lot of furniture from our old apartment, and that's the furniture I'm using right now to add on to the upstairs apartment. And it actually looks quite cramped, especially on like the living room, dining, kitchen area. You'll see when we move on to the bedroom that part is still like super bare. It's like we literally have one bed and a nightstand with an alarm clock on it. But I don't know if you guys remember, but in the apartment that we had before, we didn't have a proper bedroom. Like Aitana had her studio, and then with a one person single bed like tucked away in the corner of the studio for sleeping purposes. But I feel like that's really what it is right now for her. I feel like she's 100% focused on her work and her art, and she's not bothered or concerned with the looks of the house or like how comfortable she is at home. Like I still think she wants to have a nice place to live in, and that's why I kept a lot of the furniture instead of changing it for cheaper stuff. But at the same time, I feel like it's not her priority. Like she would definitely want to put money into her work studio and like the painting studio, because it makes sense. Like her main drive is like making a successful art business and becoming a famous artist, because that's something her parents wanted to do and never got the chance to do. So I feel like that's really her drive and motivation. So it would make sense that that's how she would spend the money. Yeah, so now here I'm starting to paint the walls and make decorations. I actually went for like a very like neutral tone first, and then as I was finishing up the build, I realized that it was too boring. Like Aitana has like a very strong and colorful taste, and I feel like that brown beige color that I added in, it just was not the right fit. So I actually changed one of the walls to be a orange, like a pop of orange color, and then in the downstairs and onto like where the stairs area is, it's gonna be blue, light blue pastel color, which is really, really cool. And yeah, I will continue to furnish as we speak, but this is going to be like Aitana's first apartment, because the place we were at before was a rental. So this is truly like something that she will own. And I am stoked to actually start playing with the new pack. I have seen some people play on YouTube, and I'm very, very excited to start playing it myself as well. And it is my long-term goal to kind of make the business flourish here, and then to buy that lot that's kind of like it's kind of like in ruins, and you have to like restore it and make our museum there, because we are not going to want our museum at the end of the first gen to be in the same place as the house. I feel like we are going to want to become famous, and then with fame and money, then we would just buy a different like small business venue and create a museum, or maybe even just a museum. Like it doesn't even have to be a small business venue. I think it would kind of be nice to have it as a small business venue, but I would have to double check what the next gen entails and see if they would be able to kind of keep up with it. I wonder how that would work, because I do like the idea of like our family like owning it and like to it as we go, but at the same time I don't want this to be kind of like a burden, quote unquote, or like not match with the next gen's goals and life purpose and all of that. Oh my god, life purpose, that sounded super deep. But yeah, I feel like it works for Aitana, and I feel like if it's a nice way for us to kind of keep the money going once we move on to Gen 2 and not have to start from scratch, like that would be kind of nice. Here I am now adding on details. So as you can see, I had very little money left after building the house up. So I built the whole exterior using DVAC. And I tried to like blend it in as much as possible with the surrounding. Actually, my game crashed as I was building, so I had to like restart over. And you might have seen me place the mailbox before, and now I had to go back and do it all over again. But yeah, so now I'm breaking up the cheats for DVAC to be able to add a little bit more detail into the house. I think I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of the build. I also added a few screenshots at the end so that you guys can see the finished product. This is Aitana's first real home in Nordhaven. It is small, quite empty, but it's super full of potential. At least I think so. I really can't wait to see where this takes us and how the space evolves and grows, and how we can like keep doing renovations to it and adding on to it as she grows as her business and rise fame as well, because we don't have to forget that that's the main goal of the gen. Like I really want to dive deep on like the having a business, because I think it'll be beneficial for us having the painter career, but at the same time I want to make sure we also focus on the fame aspect of the first gen, because I've actually never played through the Get Famous pack, so that's really, really interesting for me to play through as well, and that we of course want to follow the rules to the best of our abilities. But yeah, I'll will have the playlist down below with all the episodes before. We've played 3 episodes. This is episode 4. So in case you have not watched it, you can go by and watch those. But also this would be a great starting point. We have new episodes coming in every Wednesday. So if you have not seen playthrough so far, don't worry. You don't really have to. You can start watching as of this Wednesday when the new episode comes out. And yeah, if you enjoyed this build, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little bell so that you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!